Let's fuck.
Should we?
I mean, I got time.
I mean.
Give me the beef.
Hello, you
Yo,
fucking
go.
asshole. Welcome to Beefboys. Fucking
Beefboys.
Let's beef.
Let's beef. Let's beef.
Let's go.
Let's beef.
Sex.
Yeah.
Now you might be wondering where Andrew Miller YouTube is right now.
And
Dead.
unfortunately, he passed away. He died. He's dead.
So rest in beefaroni, the first Beef
I
Boys
hit
to be
the wrong
turned into beef. He's been
Andrew's
ground into
dead.
sausage.
Let's go.
Courtney going to the will reading. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, in the case of Andrew's beef stew collection, that is going to be left to his bastard son that he left in Iowa.
Eduardo
Hello.
Lopez.
Where is my daddy? He left me.
That's why he's moving to Alaska. He's trying to get as far away as he can from his commitments.
He left his child for dead. He just like pulled up. It was driving down like a long icy road and just like kicked them out. You're on your own.
And then he looked, and then he turned and looked at his son and he said, "Let's go," and he
Let's
drove
go.
off. And his son's
Anyway.
like, "Papa."
Papa, where are you?
He'll probably join later if he's still alive, but if not, well,
Yeah.
it's going to be the motherfucking three-peat.
Yeah. So I hope that's okay. If not,
Don't-
if you are solely an Andrew stan, then I totally understand if you want to leave now.
Dude, imagine
Just
if we get to that point where people have what is it called in the K-pop community? Buy it, your
Fan
bias.
cams. Oh.
Have you heard that term? I think it's your
No, I
bias.
haven't. Explain.
That's like, and so BTS has 7 members. So
Bestie, what's your bias / SRS?
that sort of shit. People will be like, "Oh, that's my like." It's essentially just your favorite member.
Right.
So like it's my comfort boy. So if anyone has an Andrew bias, we're sorry.
Yeah, you
but
can totally
he
leave.
is.
I don't think you need all the K-pop lore to understand what an Andrew bias would mean.
And just the way
Yeah,
they
I guess
present
that's
it
true.
in the community makes it sound like something other than just your favorite member.
Right. Yeah.
It's like
But
I
then
love
it's
all
just
of
your
them, but
favorite
on the
member?
real, like / serious, he's my favorite.
Like, he's kind of the cutest. Like he's got. The
And that's
nicest
on T,
boogers.
bestie.
I want to fucking eat his ass.
So we got a
That's
shit
so
ton of prompts to go off of this week. People were dropping them left and right like fucking. I was gonna make a war
Fucking
joke.
cookies.
Talking points. So we should go with Andrew's first time busting.
Just
Andrew dropped that about a
absolutely
week ago.
fucking-
He's been dying to talk about it. So
Oh, I thought we already.
First time
I thought we already
busting?
did talk about that.
did we?
No, we
I
talked,
definitely
we talked
didn't.
about ejaculating like 10 times on the last episode, so you probably just
Yeah.
got confused from one of those.
Yeah, they all kind of just meshed together like a bowl of cum.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You'll
So
never
when did
bust
you
if
first
don't
mash
skip.
together your bowl of cum?
Right.
When did I extract my... It was a very scientific method. I'll go first because my one's not very good. But it was
Okay.
definitely just like one day I was
You were
like...
in a lab.
I had my hypothesis. I had like
Right.
one of the... Was it the science fair at school with the cards?
Right.
I was like, why does tugging my wee-wee feel good? Do your parents ever call it your willy?
I don't think my
Do you
parents
have-
have ever referred to my penis.
I don't think my parents have ever referenced my cock to me.
Let's
Well,
see your
but you-
willy.
Well, I definitely have memories of being told to wash under my foreskin, so you have to reference it
okay.
at some point. Otherwise, you
See,
got to
I'm
dirty
cut.
foreskin.
Yeah, I'm cut. So
Oh.
True.
Ew, nasty.
That's the real reason.
fuck?
The weird.
I don't
That's
think
the
I've
real
never
reason
cleaned my penis
circumcision
because I don't
exists.
have to.
Is that why circumcision exists? Is just so that parents don't have to have like an awkward conversation one day about
Right.
washing under your foreskin?
Yeah.
No, it's probably, but
It's easier to disfigure the baby.
I think God told Abraham to like kill his son, and then he just chopped him in the dick, and his foreskin fell off, and then that became like a thing. Andrew would know, but fuck him. All right.
Can you imagine if
kudos?
Like, if the,
go ahead.
sorry, not to go too far, but like, can you imagine if like if circumcision was meant to be like cutting the penis off, like the whole thing, but we like somewhere along the lines we just got confused. We're like, oh, just a little piece of skin. Like a little tag.
Just a little.
Cut it
Mine's
off.
not very evenly cut, but the doctor who did it fucking had. What's that thing?
He got like a diagonal baby carrot. It's like literally to a point.
It literally like it's not like there's like chunks of skin left or anything, but like where you see the little line is like there's a little movement there. That dude was not very. I mean, it doesn't look. You wouldn't be able to know, but like if I'm staring at my dick.
Yeah,
I didn't consider that there'd be like a scar there. Ugh.
I have a birthmark on the head of my penis, so future girlfriend, if you're listening right now,
that's just a hole.
Prepare for the birthmark.
I'm just imagining Michael
everyone
J.
has
Fox.
that.
I'm just imagining Michael J. Fox performing James's circumcision.
Michael J. Cox.
Yeah,
it's his brother.
Excited.
Don't ask why the last name's different.
Yeah, we'll upload the footage of that onto the Patreon when that launches.
Yeah.
All right, kudos.
Again,
when
my
did you
story is
first
not
cum bowl.
I think my story's not very good. I think I just remember like one day being like, I must have been like shaking my dick after piss or something. And I was like, man, this feels kind of good. And I was like, what if so I just like, I think just each time I like piss, I did it like slightly more.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like, oh, this feels kind of good. And then you kind of like do it for like 30 seconds. The next time you do it for like a minute. And you're like, okay. And then one time I was like, but I didn't know what the fuck it was still. And then I think one day I was just like, what if I just keep going? And then I just like, whatever, I'll just keep going, just see what happens. And then I was like,
backyard.
Oh!
Wait, how old are you?
That's a good question. Must have been like 10 or 11 or something.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can't think of like the first time I busted, but like I want to say like the first time I knew like shit was happening down there was like probably like when I was a kid. I remember I had like a little Ninja Turtles like stuffed animal, and I remember like it was just like a Ninja Turtle, and I remember I was kind of like I was chilling. And I had it like between my legs. I was like watching TV or something, and I think it just like rubbed me weird. And I was like, "Oh, I think that was like the first time."
I thought you were gonna say you humped it like a dog or something.
Just like carve a hole in it. I gotta fuck this. Yeah, I don't really remember exactly what transpired.
You remember which Ninja Turtle was it? It was, bro.
I don't know. It was one.
I was gonna say,
was it the big?
Hopefully,
rat?
it was April, but I guess not.
No,
the big rat T-shirt.
Turtle.
Well, I remember mine distinctly because, so it was the 5th grade into 6th grade summer.
Okay.
And so the summer of 2009, and your boy was curled up on the couch in his living room watching the 2009, 2010, or no, baseball's only one season, 2009 Home Run Derby.
Okay.
So it's like the All-Star game, and they just
the
do like,
sexiest sport out there.
Who can hit the most home runs? And I was just sitting there, and for some reason, my hands got down there, and there was no arousal. There was no like nothing on the TV was making me excited, but like it just started happening. And I was like, what the fuck?
So then you ended up just jacking off to baseball.
So I jacked off to the home run derby. I'm pretty sure Prince Fielder won, and I fucking
and you won as well.
And it was. I remember distinctly because over the years it got thicker and whiter, and that first one was a straight blank, and it was. I kind of wish that could still be the case because it was really easy. Clean up.
Oh yeah.
Were you like, my penis is poggers?
My penis is poggers.
Poggers. It's James' mom walks in. She's like,
Mom, the home run derby.
All over the
Something's
walls.
happening.
that story is very similar to mine, and that without the baseball bit, but just that the part you said where it's like there was no arousal, like there wasn't. It wasn't like I saw like a topless chick or something, and I was like, oh, I need to touch. Like that came later along with me. But like initially, it was just like, oh, this feels nice. What if I just try this more?
What if
That's why I don't believe when religion be like, don't come, it's a sin or something. Don't come on yourself, it's a sin. And I'm like, well, why was I watching baseball and I just started touching myself and I was like, this is epic.
Yeah, that was
because it's right.
So like now as an adult, when you like watch baseball, do you is there like some kind of like
Triggers.
weird residual like?
I kind of wish there was. That would be very funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was crazy. I didn't.
We just got a message from Andrew. Says if you guys are talking about the first ejaculation, please say if anyone is 12 or under and needs tips to send videos to. Yeah,
oh my god! I thought this was serious. He didn't say a pedophile.
Pedophile.
We can say anything we want about him. He's not here.
That's true. Yeah.
For the record, do not send Andrew.
Please, for the love of fucking God, we will report you to the local policeman.
Now, people of age jerking off, I'm sure Andrew would love in his DMs.
Yeah.
So do that.
Fuck yeah.
Or even old. So if you're like a 70-year-old man, you're listening to this.
And
what happened to Dopeflex? Oh, there he is.
Like flood Andrew's DMs with like old man penis and stuff. I think he'd really enjoy that.
Are you encouraging 7-year-olds to look up old man penis, Doplex?
No, 70. 70.
I thought you said even if you're a 7-year-old.
No. If you're a 70-year-old and you're listening to this somehow, send videos.
Do a cum tribute and send it to Andrew.
Andrew actually
cum tribute.
I think like 3 or 4% of Andrew's audience on the YouTube analytics is 65 or over because of that atheist website he got posted to. Yeah. So he might be already getting 7-year-old dick in the DMs.
I do want to bring up that I have an Anne Frank and Goku fan fiction that I would love to read today. I don't know if I should do it now or if we want to save it for like the towards the end of today's episode.
I think that's a nice outro.
I say we wrap it out with it. Let's all right, everybody that's listening,
stick around.
Stick around to the end for an Anne Frank.
Please, our analytics need it. Actual bit.
Yes.
I want to talk about. Do you guys ever wonder that you could be someone else's inside joke and you have no idea of it? These days,
definitely.
As freaking epic YouTubers, it's like much more likely because, you know, two friends might have watched your video together and like one part of it became like a bit between them. But I'm talking before that. Like I sometimes think like you can be completely minding your own business, not do anything dumb, and you could just become someone's bit. Like there was a guy we knew in high school. He didn't go to our school. We just saw him in town. He went to like like another school in town, but he looked like a taller, bigger version of our friend Ryan. So we saw this dude and we were like, oh, it's Mega Ryan. And that guy didn't do anything weird. He didn't like trip over or like, you know, we literally just saw a guy who looked like our friend. And then Mega Ryan was like an in-joke for ages. And we'd always, there's Mega Ryan. And, you know, so I always wonder like, am I that for someone? Was there one time I said or did something weird while walking past like a group of teenagers and now they're like, they always say that to each other? It's a weird thought that you could be like a keystone of someone else's relationship.
Yeah,
I was that multiple times, but I found out. So does that count?
Oh, you found
it was basically bullying, yeah, but kind of funny.
Cool.
So it doesn't matter.
I want to hear the story.
Well, so you know how skinny jeans were popping in like the late 2000s, early 2010s cusp. So I was really fat. Yeah. Well, I was really fat, and then it started popping like right in 6th grade, and in like me and all my friends at least, who all met in like 6th and 7th grade, were like 6th grade is the worst year of your fucking life because it's like you just enter this new. Because for us it was like the middle school was made up of like 5 elementary schools or like 7 elementary schools, and then like the middle school when it goes into high school was like 3 high schools. So like that 6th grade thing was like you went from knowing 30 people to like 180 just in your grade, and like 500 in the school. But like you're around all of them, but you don't know any of them. And then like, so we just had no friends. Everyone started wearing skinny jeans, and for Christmas I like asked for, or for my birthday I asked for skinny jeans for my parents, and they were kind of, I remember them being reluctant to buy me them because I was like, I think I was like 175 pounds in 6th grade, which is like the average weight of like an adult male that's like 6 foot. So,
I thought you were like pretty fit. Because I've seen pictures.
No, I was fit in high school. Yeah, I was fit in high school, but I was very fat. My default body is fat. My I'm gonna work
default body.
Yeah. So my parents bought me them, and then I came into school like the day after Christmas break was over or whatever in skinny jeans, and I walked into the class, and literally a girl looked me in the eyes and started laughing at me. And then, like,
what?
Yeah.
What?
A girl looked me in the fucking eyes and started laughing at me and like fully made fun of my skinny jeans, and then I never wore them again. But because I never wore them again, everybody knew that I had them but never wore them again, and then that became like a meme. So I got epic trolled. I wasn't really like a bitch or got bullied much, but like there was still those moments where I was like the inside joke to other people. Like, dude, I had a falling out with one of my friends one time, or a couple of my friends, and they all knew I really liked Lord of the Rings, so they made like a Snapchat called like Lord of the Rings F slur 123 or some shit, and just bullied me for like 2 months for liking Lord of the Rings.
Shit.
It's like an innocent, like harmless thing too.
Yeah.
Ew, he likes Lord of the Rings. Just bullies.
And you could just tell, like, every time they see you, like, they get that little joke off.
Right.
And it's like...
Yeah. Damn, that's rough, man.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
I think the closest thing for me was, like, in middle school. So I was the only person at my school with a mustache. Obviously, I'm Mexican, so... I grow facial hair at a very early age.
The only person with a mustache and a sombrero. Yeah.
In a poncho. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also had really bad acne. So like, and on top of that, I was also this like just emo fucking dumbass. Like, I did like the whole guy liner thing on some days. I had like my hair all fucking
wild
this way. I had like tight pants.
You committed,
like,
man.
Panties. Yeah, like I was definitely that kid in middle school. And there was this kid, his name was Jordan, and he would like, I'd always hear him and his friends like laughing whenever I'd walk by, because like one day he like was like, he has fucking pimples and a mustache, so fucking gross. I bet when he shaves, he like cuts his pimples open, and then this is actually the guy that pushed me into a planter, and I was like, damn,
I'm trying to plant an emo.
Like I'm brown, you're black. Why are you picking on me?
Yeah.
We should be on the same
I thought
side.
there'd be some kind of like solidarity between, like, why are you bullying me, man?
Dopix is trying to start a race war, so he's finally got friends.
Right. Not that him being black means that he can't bully me. I'm just saying that, you would think like, if clearly I'm also a minority and you're making fun of me for being a minority, it's like, bro, come on, we're on the same side.
Dude, imagine like a whole AIDS Twitter debate about like the righteousness of a black person being able to bully like Spanish kids or something, like why there's like a power imbalance and they should bully you. Like that's such a funny thought to me.
Well, that's the thing, like not to be all like self-sucky, but like, growing up, I never really saw like race as anything, it was just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I had friends of literally every race, and I didn't really like, I didn't have that part of my brain that was like, oh, there is some kind of like divide there, right? Not to get political or whatever, but like,
no, me neither.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, like from that point, it was just like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, what's wrong with me being a brown man when you are also technically a brown man?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not
it's because you got a mustache.
Yeah, it's because I had a mustache and I was fucking 12.
He was probably just,
dude.
He was probably jealous of your mustache.
That got a mustache in 6th grade in our school got fucked too. It was, I don't know why. It's kind of an epic win.
It was, but like, so Napoleon Dynamite came out, right?
Bruh.
And everybody called me Pedro. Because I was brown and I had a mustache, I was called Pedro, and like people would wear like vote for Pedro shirts. So
that is rough, dude.
Yeah,
so funny.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how like
years of my life.
stuff that's like considered Chad mode is if you're different, immediately gets 180 into like being the worst thing ever. So like having good facial hair, I still can't grow a good beard. So you having like a solid mustache when you're 12 is like, damn, that's kind of epic. And then like one of my friends as well, he was the guy who like hit puberty at like age 12. So he was like, and he was like a big dude anyway. So he grew like to be like 6 foot by the time he was like 14. And you'd think the fucking 6 foot like massive dude is the one guy you wouldn't want to pick on. But then everyone picks on him because he's different, like because everyone else is still, like child size. It's so weird. Like even if you have something that's technically good and epic,
a dub,
if you're just different than everyone, then everyone hates you.
Yeah. It's so weird. I never understood that. I mean, like, really, like growing up, I would bully people, but more in like a friendly way, I guess. Like I would make fun of them for like just stupid shit, like, oh, you I don't know, you have sex with dogs or whatever, like shit that isn't even real and is obviously not real. Like that was like my type of like I remember me and my friends, we used to like write like song lyrics about people. Like we'd be up in the stew, which was just his bedroom, with the GameCube going on in the background, writing up fucking song lyrics about people. And like it's that was like, I think that kind of bullying is okay.
We just used to bully our own
kicking.
Yeah, we just bullied our own friends.
Yeah. Like we used to make up really awful sex like rumors about them and then like spread them around at parties just for the memes.
Right. Don't cancel me for this, but me and my friends would just like, we would meme on each other and stuff. But my favorite thing to do, which read into this how you will, was I would Gaddafi my friends all the time, which is basically just like,
what's that?
You walk up behind them and like through their pants, not in their pants, like stick a couple fingers up their butt.
Oh yeah, me and my friends do that to each other all the time.
Dude, like we still do that when I see my friends. So like, I don't know, that was my favorite.
That's the
Hopawade.
If you're from New Zealand or maybe Australia, that's the Hopawade.
Okay.
Named after the famous rugby player who got I think he got like kicked out of playing professional rugby because he would do that to people on like mid game.
Oh fuck!
Like in the scrum, just
that's
like
epic.
Pretty much, yeah. Like I think I think he might have got done for like sexual misconduct because that is literally sexual assault.
Yeah.
But when you're 14, epic.
Epic
troll.
I need to piss real quick. Don't be too funny without me. Hold on.
So Kudos is going to piss because he got an erection because of our sponsor for today's episode.
Oh,
PeachJars.
Yeah. Hey you casual internet viewer. Have you ever just had a raging erection that you can't get rid of? Have you ever been online and you see members of the opposite sex than you and you're just like, damn, I kind of like that girl. Well, boy, do I have a thing for you. It's called PeachJars. Her OnlyFans. Her Twitter.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, we got a fucking sponsorship,
and Twitch.
I guess. And Twitch. That's right. So
and
if you
YouTube.
if you like women, if you're into women, it doesn't matter your sex, but if you're into women. Check out PeachJars, all right?
Yeah, I should also mention the fact it's a free OnlyFans.
Oh,
but
free.
On top of that, if you're not really if that's not your thing necessarily, she's got a great Twitter and she's got a great Twitch. She's very entertaining, funny lady.
Just type PeachJars in on Twitter and peep her pinned post, and you'll know. You'll know. Yeah, you'll know. Stay.
Thank you to Peach for sponsoring this episode of Beefboys.
Kudos didn't make it. His erection lasted longer than 1 minute.
So here's the thing. I figured I'd do a live reaction to looking at it. So if I was to search this, what would I search up, friends?
At PeachJars on any social media site. Twitter, OnlyFans, Twitch, YouTube.
That's some fucking boobers!
Use code Beefboys when going onto her page.
Why is that so horrifying?
That's so funny.
So scary.
Me when looking at PeachJars OnlyFans.
It's weird because your lighting completely changed.
Courtney, please impact font that.
Yo, wait, are you, dude? Put up the picture.
www.peachjars.onlyfans.com.
All right, I think we did it, boys. Wait, kudos. Did you come?
In middle school or in high school, so this is almost me and my friends still. This is still our inside joke. Well, one of them, but like this is going on 10 years now. I'm 23, going on 24. So yeah, my freshman year. Sophomore year of high school football, there was this kid in our grade. I'm not going to say his name, but he was very much the, like, our football team didn't, like, cut people or anything. It's just, like, you didn't make varsity and you kept playing JV or if you're a freshman, playing freshman or whatever. So he's this kid that, like, has absolutely no prospect of being an athlete, and he's just playing football to play football. And it's, like, a little bit of just, like, a social weird guy. Like no one was really mean to him, but there was this one time we were on a bus and we were like coming back from our first scrimmage and we got fucked, and like this kid never talked. He never played. Like he didn't even get in like garbage time or anything, so like he had basically no place on the team, and we got fucked. But everyone was still like memeing on the bus, and our coaches were really mad because we weren't tight, that we lost or something, and it was just super weird. And then the coaches like over us were like, you better sit down when you get inside, we're watching film right away, or some shit like that. And no one was listening still. I don't know why, but no one was listening. And this kid thought it would be a good idea from like the middle of the bus, in the middle of everyone, to stand up and be like, coach said sit down when you get inside. Like he said it exactly like that, because he lost his gusto like halfway through, and me and my friends sit down when you get inside, and he completely fucked it up, and everyone on the bus just started dying laughing. And he immediately like got back down in his seat and like plastered his face against the window and just tried to ignore it. It was so bad.
God, it's so funny how
the
one
kid who
wins.
stands up. It's like the kid who stands up and he's like, she's very beautiful to me. Like it was exactly that, except he was simping for the coaches and not even for a hot girl.
Yeah. It's so funny when just like someone cocking up a phrase like that can become an in-joke. Like it would have been funny if he just said it normally, but the fact that it was like weird inflection, just like that's what elevates it to a legendary moment.
I'll never forget the way he said it, because it was just so strange.
Did I tell you about
shit.
wet fish handshakes outside of Jizzo's? Have I told you guys about that?
I'm sorry,
no.
Jizzos?
Wet fish hand
Yeah, I was gonna say,
cakes.
what was that series of words again?
Yeah. Wet
So,
fish
year
cakes
13
outside of Jizzos.
Wet fish handshakes outside of Jizzo's. So that was a meme for us in year 13, because our year 13 formal was outside of a place called Jizo. It's a Japanese restaurant, Jizo, but the like, I can't remember who she was. She was like one of the deputy principals or something. I don't know, but she accidentally called it Jizzos, which like when you're in high school is like, this is the best. So she called it Jizzos, which is already funny. And then principal, because I know this is a thing everywhere, but like when you go to formals, you have to like introduce your date to the principal and like some of the faculty members. It's like a weird, I guess, because
even if they're from your school.
Well, you wouldn't take. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe you would take someone from your school. I went to an all boys
I gotta
school.
kiss her first.
Oh.
I don't know if that was.
Gotcha.
I don't know if. Yeah. I wonder if you could take someone from your school. I wonder if they'd allow that. I mean, I'd hope they would. I just don't know. No one ever did.
Well, you said New Zealand's pretty secular, so maybe they have no reason not to. But for some reason, I just thought like. I thought you went to not a normal school. I don't know. I thought you had girls in your schools. I was like, why would you have to introduce them if everybody fucking knows them?
Yeah. So you invite a girl from a different school.
Yeah.
And yeah, now that I think about it, there was never like a gay couple at any of the formals, which is interesting. Anyway, you introduce them to the principal, and the principal, like I remember like the assembly before the formal, he was like, all right, so I'll be seeing you boys, tomorrow at whatever. And when you introduce me to your date, I want you to look me dead in the eyes and a solid handshake. I don't want any wet fish handshakes. So then the gag became giving the principal a wet fish handshake outside of Jizzo's.
Yeah,
that just sounds sexual.
Did the principal like have to approve of your date? Like they had to have like an Among Us meeting on whether or not your date was sufficient. to enter.
She's clearly only a 4 out of 10 when he could easily snag a 7.
That'd be so funny.
The principal
We had
like
the
grab
same
her
shit
ass
with
and shit. Let's see what you're working with.
Well, that's why I was confused because if
Spin
it was
for
like
me,
the same-
baby.
if it was like at a boy and girl school or whatever, and like you had to introduce your date, it's like
You remember
it's a
her?
weird thing where it's like all the dudes have to introduce like the girls, and then the girls just have to like sit there like a piece of like they're not belonging to the
It's
school
like an
anymore.
NPC
Like,
posing. I am woman. Hello, I am woman.
me and the football team had a similar thing with our head coach, who is like, I don't know. When you're a football player in high school, you like fear your coaches for some reason. I don't know, manly shit, I guess. But the head coach is the scaliest. So it would be like we would do shit where it's like, if you get fucking pancaked at a game or you miss a tackle or something, you have to because our coach had been coaching for like 40 years and he's like 70 years old and he's super fucking mean and shit. You always had to shake his hand when you left practice or like entered practice. So it'd be like if you fucked up, you had to and everyone would watch to make sure you did it, and if you didn't, they would just like beat the shit out of you or something. But you had to shake his hand, and as you're shaking his hand, you had to like use one of your fingers and curl it in and tickle the palm of his hand and just see his reaction, because it's a very strange like you go to shake hands and then someone just like sensually rubs the inside of your palm. And he picked up on it eventually and started doing it back, and it was funny. But also strange.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any stories from like formals or proms or whatever the fuck you guys do?
Let's see. My prom was weird. They were playing like EDM and like people were like shuffling. It was really dumb. And I just
Yeah, you were
kinda
probably
spent-
like Skrillex, right?
Yeah, and I just kind of like spent my prom over by the chocolate fountain because that was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Is that a euphemism?
That was a chocolate fountain. Oh.
That's epic.
I
That is
actually never went to a single one. Actually, no, I went to one, and it wasn't even mine. I got invited to another person's prom my senior year. I avoided those things.
Did you have sex?
Would you have been like? Was it been a super Jesus-y one where you have to like you have to save space for Jesus between you and your partner? Was it that kind of?
No. No.
Have you guys
You're allowed to
It's a
finger
public
on the
school.
dance floor.
Okay.
You guys ever see that video where it's like the Christian kids dancing to like fucking Black and Yellow or something, but they're not only do they have to leave space for Jesus, but they can only do ballroom dances. They're not allowed to actually like free dance or anything.
To crunk?
So they're like ballroom dancing and trying to crunk while like holding the ballroom dance to like Black and Yellow, and it's like these 12-year-olds, and it's just
Black
this
and yellow.
combination of you guys gotta see that video.
Black
It's so
and
funny.
milds,
Sounds
black and
trash.
milds. We did. We had a formal, and then we had an after party. Except it was weird. Our school, like our principal, cracked down on it, and he's like, we weren't allowed to have after parties. But then, like the private girls' school that we knew people at in town still had after parties. So somehow
At
they
the school or just anywhere.
No, because they have an official. They have an official after party we're allowed to drink at, but it's all very like regulated. It's another thing about it, because you can underage drink, like you're 16, 17. I think the rules in New Zealand are like if your parents buy you alcohol, that's fine. You can be any age.
You probably just have to sign some slip or something.
I think
That's
what you had to do
kinda
is
epic.
you had to sign some slip, and then the parents had to. Well, one of the after parties I went to, they had to drop the alcohol off beforehand
For each
and then-
person.
Yeah, for each person, and there was like a limit, which was like X amount of beers or X amount of like wine or whatever the fuck it was, and then
That's
they had
kinda
like
cool.
like a bartender kind
is
of
kinda sick.
set up where you'd go up and be like, yeah, can I have? Here's my tag number or whatever, and they'd get you one of your beers, and I guess it was like to make sure you weren't having too much or whatever
Right.
the
Yeah.
fuck. But like obviously everyone would just like preload anyway, and then go and just get fucking more
Yeah.
zooted.
Just have your mom drop off like fucking beer spiked with vodka or some shit.
Dude, I mean, my friends used to have a poster they stole in their place for, it was like beer queela. It was like beer and tequila, like pre-mixes. And I was like, that honestly sounds like the worst combination in the world. And they sold that as a real drink at like liquor
rancid,
stores.
dude.
But I remember there was another after party I went to at a friend's school. This was a unisex school. And it was kind of cool school, but it was very trashy as well. And it was at a rugby club, like the after party was. which is essentially just like, I don't know, like a sports. You know, like I'm sure you guys are the same. It's just like an event space essentially. But like my friend Steve, he didn't have a ticket to go because I think even if you didn't go to the formal, you could buy tickets to the after party, and he didn't have a ticket, so he snuck in through the bathroom window. And like we helped him, we like went in. It was seriously like some shit out of like some kind of like teen party movie or some shit.
I love
like
that
it was
shit.
like it was like a sliver of a window, like really high up. I don't know how the fuck he got up there. I think some other dude was also sneaking in. They helped each other, and then we kind of
so
like
cool.
watched in the bathroom for him. And then he didn't. He meant to have wristbands on. He obviously didn't have one. So like every time he walked past like a parent or something, he just like kind of had his arm and just like walked through the crowd and shit.
Yeah. Shit like that's the best.
But dude, that
Where you
place
just
got
feel
fucked
epic.
up. I think we left early, but apparently like it got really out of hand and like every window in the place got smashed. And they were like, we're never having one of these again. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened again. The school was like a bit out there.
Did you guys also have shit after your prom? Because for us, it was like there was no regulated thing. So every year, basically everyone at prom, half the people didn't even go to prom. They would just go to this because we all did it. We had 3 high schools in our hometown. So it was like mad people would all go to Seaside and Wildwood, which are like the 2 biggest beaches in New Jersey. Where it's like where they film Jersey Shore and shit, and there's like boardwalks with a bunch of beach houses to rent and everything. And literally there would be like probably 50 different high schools all from up and down New Jersey. They would all just rent out blocks and blocks of beach houses, and it would be fucking insane.
That's
and
awesome.
Everyone would, dude. One time these kids wanted to go right after prom. And like for some reason they were staying at school and getting ready at school to go to prom and then going to Wildwood right after. And they showed up to school with literally, I think it was like $800 worth of alcohol or some shit in their trunk, and it was like a hatchback. So like there's a window into the trunk, and they just put like a blanket over it, and like. For some reason, one of the principals was doing a sweep outside or some shit and like peeped in the car and like opened it, and like a bunch of alcohol fell out and smashed everywhere. And then they like weren't allowed to go to prom, and they confiscated all their fucking liquor and everything.
Damn.
Another group of one of my friends that were like seniors when I was a freshman, they got like a house with like 15 people, and they all smoked a shit ton of weed. So they all bought a shit ton of weed instead of alcohol.
Nice.
And they spent like, I think it was like $1,500 collectively on the weed, or like $1,600 or $1,700. And they literally they had a black trash bag of weed. It was fucking crazy.
That much weed. I feel like at some point, it's not like alcohol where like there's like a limit. It's just like, I feel like with weed, eventually everybody's just gonna be like,
bruh.
You know,
Everyone just
on the
melts.
floor.
Yeah, apparently
just not having fun anymore. Just like everybody's collectively having panic attacks.
I think that's why we had like at the schools we had those after parties. As weird as it was to have this like preppy religious like private girls school having parties where people got zooted, it's like, well, at least then we can like regulate it and make sure it's all safe and shit, because otherwise when you're 16, 17 or 18 or whatever, you're just like, I'm gonna see if I can finish a whole bottle of vodka in one night.
Dude, it was so fucking fun though. One of my friends, his parents weren't gonna let him come down, and it was like a 3-hour drive, and he just like bolted the next morning when his parents like left, because we all went down right after prom, and he came down the next morning after his parents left and just didn't tell them, and they were like super pissed, but we were staying there for like a week, and they couldn't come get him because work. And he came down, bought a bottle of Jack with a fake ID, literally fucking chugged it in the middle of the street, and then came into someone's house that they rented and puked all over their rug and like immediately lost them their security deposit, and then just left. And it's like, and it wasn't my house, but I saw it happen. It was the funniest shit ever, and they were so mad, and they were like chasing him down the street, and he's literally off a full bottle of Jack, just like
he fully shoe-niced it.
It was just that for a week straight of just like, and you would walk up on like the wrong motel, and it would be like a rival high school, and they would fucking try and jump you. It was funny, dude.
I think our high school was like bullshit. That I told you we weren't allowed to have the after party and like year 13, which like is the year 13 formal, so we're all like 18 pretty much at that point, so it makes even less sense. But like I think our principal put it on a Thursday when they're usually on like Fridays, and then he was like, oh, if you don't show up to school the next day, you're getting like
what?
It's like suspended or detention or something. Like because he was like, well, obviously everyone's just going to go throw after parties themselves.
That's so
after
cringe.
It's so just like, come on, dude, fuck you. Like we're 18 now.
Yeah.
Like we just let us do
exactly.
this shit.
You're literally adults. We all saved you got like 5 free sick days a year or some shit, and everybody saved them during your senior year, and you would just ditch school for 5 days and plus a weekend and just be gone for like a week. I should clarify that they did that.
Our principal was it was a really cool dude. Like I do like the dude, but there was just one thing I was like, come on, man, like just why'd you have to do that?
So wait, he was like saying you can't do this thing outside of school?
What do you? Oh, well, he obviously didn't explicitly say like you can't throw after parties, but like I guess his way of enforcing that kind of thing was like if you don't show up to school on the Friday, like you're obviously hungover or like
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds like liberty.
Did you guys have outside of school consequences in high school for shit that you did outside of school that you like? If people got in fights like at a bowling alley on a Saturday, they would get suspended or expelled. Oh, sure.
Only if you're in a uniform. Like it was weird. Our principal had such a big like thing about like, well, after school on Friday, the boys went home and there was a bit of a fight and they did it in school uniform. But like he always kind of made it sound as though he only gave a shit that it was done in school uniform. Like it was kind of like if you just do whatever the fuck in mufti, it's like no one cares. But so yeah, that was the only thing. But yeah, if you, I guess unless you like fucking murdered someone, it doesn't.
They'd probably be like, you probably can't come back here.
As long as you didn't do it in school uniform, you'll be fine. That reminds me, James, your story before with the guy puking. That reminds me of a party I went to. I don't even know why it reminded me of this. I don't think I've told the story here before. But we were cruising around one Saturday evening, just chilling, me and the boys vibing, and one of the girls we were with, she was like, she went to a school we didn't really know anyone at except for her, and she was like, oh, there's a party on at this guy place. Oh wait, I should probably change his name. James, give me a name.
Ennui.
Ennui.
That makes it even funny when you hear the story. It was at this guy Ennui's house, and so we rock up. It's like 11 at night. We're all sober because we've just been cruising around, but it's later at the night, so everyone else is pissed at this point. We walk into this dude's house, and it's a fucking bomb site. It is like a war zone in there. And I think what had happened, this guy Ennui, he wasn't a very popular guy. But he was desperate to climb the social ladder, I suppose. So he invited like everyone. He invited the first 15, and that's where he fucked up. The first 15's like that's like the best rugby team at school. You do the first 15, second 15, all that. But the first 15's like
right.
I guess the equivalent of like the football team
varsity.
At your best school.
Yeah.
Like you're the big dick boys, and like there's the fucking star quarterback and all that sort of shit. So they're all like the ultra chads. And they got invited, and I guess they were like, fuck it, we're just going to go and deck this cunt Ennui's house. And so we walk in, there's just holes in every wall, like every wall. His parents were away. I think they were, so that was his thing. His parents were away for the week, and he's like, oh, throw a party, they'd be popular. There's just holes fucking everywhere. We walk into the lounge, there's a hole like this big, like just it's like someone grabbed the fucking drywall and just went or whatever, and then there's just tons of like fist-sized holes all throughout the place. I went in the bathroom. There was like a hole punched in the wall with sausage meat stuffed in it.
Oh Jesus!
Dude, those kids are such scumbags for doing that.
It was
That's
so
like
shit.
some TV show shit.
Yeah.
We just kind of stood on the side and just like observed like some fucking David Attenborough shit, just like like in those docos where they just watch awful shit happen to animals. We just kind of sat on the side
savages
like interested.
Rummaged
The first 15 boys
in the wall.
Sausage in the wall.
So we just kind of watched
sex with each other violently.
There's one part where me and my friend were standing in the hallway just looking at each other and like looking at the walls and being like, man, this is fucked, isn't it? And then look down the hallway, there's like a door that goes into the lounge that was open, and then out of fucking nowhere, dude like flying karate kicks comes out of the door and hits the wall, obviously trying to like put a foot-sized hole in the wall.
Yeah.
He bounces off because he must have hit a stud or something. He's limping for the rest of the night. He doesn't do any damage to the wall, but there's like this fucking grandfather clock that's like hanging up on the wall.
No.
And it just goes, whoop, and just shatters.
No.
Dude, those kids are such fucking
Dude, it was so
scumbags.
cooked. And then Onwe got out he got out a paintball gun that he had, and he fucking like managed to threaten everyone to get out. And then like everyone left, and then we're all standing on the street, and his house like you had to take stairs to get up to, and so there was kind of like. So he essentially stood at the top of the stairs. So he was kind of like up high, looking down on all of us with the blicky, the paint blicky, and he was like screaming demands to everyone, like, "You motherfuckers are all gonna fucking pay for this," all this shit or whatever.
Who the fuck are you?
It was literally that same stature and everything. And the first 15, one of the guys was like, this is how fucked these cats were. One of them like pulled his pants down and he's like, shoot me on, we do it.
Dude, the thing is, if that kid pulled the trigger once, the 15 of them are gonna beat the living fuck out of him.
He had probably no one on his side, which was fucked.
Yeah.
And there's these girls there who are flashing cars, which was pretty sweet. But anyway,
Nice.
the next Sunday rolls around. We were like, man, this is kind of fucked up. We just left. Sunday rolls around. We were like hanging out again, and we were like, didn't really have anything to do because it was a lazy Sunday, and we were like, fuck, we should probably go check on Onwe, like see how he's doing. We didn't even know the dude. We just felt really bad for him, so we go back to his place, and we're like, hey, sub man, we were here last night. Like, we didn't do anything. Obviously, just thought we'd come like make sure you're doing all right. And his foolproof plan to cover all the holes was he just took posters from his bedroom.
No.
Covered them all.
But because he was a teenage boy, it was like pictures of like centerfolds and My Chemical Romance and like sex as told by stop like road signs and shit.
Yeah.
Like it was.
I
don't know what his plan was.
Yeah.
Why,
But
and where
last
their
night,
precious grandfather clock went and why it was replaced with the My Chemical Romance poster.
Mom,
last
stop!
night-
Don't move those. I like that.
The grandfather clock's like
do some
behind it, I
material
swear to
decorating.
God.
It's just my personality. I'm sharing it with you guys.
Like, what the
But,
fuck? If you take that down, you're betraying me.
last I heard, he got kicked out of the home, and that's last we heard of
Oh
him.
my God, man.
Happy ending.
So, Doplex, do you think that the Pog face should have been banned?
Huh?
Good idea.
Someone put that in. Someone put that
idea
in
for a
talking
talking
points,
point.
and Doplex hasn't talked in a long time, so I just wanted to prompt you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I appreciate that, but I would like to read this fan fiction now. If that's okay with you boys.
No.
Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Pedophile doodle feces thrown all over the
Let's go. All right, do it, bro.
You can cut there.
Let's go.
Oh wait, we never clapped. We should probably clap.
Bro, read the story. I was joking.
Oh, I thought we were actually gonna hard cut.
No, what the fuck?
So this is a fan fiction. It's called Goku and Anne Frank Until the End of Time. All right, Courtney, I'm gonna need you to add some nice music here, just to really sell this. Okay. Anne sighed as she sat in her room, staring at her wall. She just finished writing in her diary. And had
No,
nothing
that's a
to do.
reference.
I've read that.
She just finished writing in her
Put
diary
in Captain America. I get that reference.
and had
It's
nothing
the Anne
to
Frank
do.
cinematic universe.
Life was boring in the secret annex, but it was better than the alternative. It was all right talking to Peter and Margot, but they were such quiet people, unlike the always active Anne. All of a sudden, a flash of light appeared in the room. Anne jumped back, stifling a scream. Before she could run out of the closed door, she noticed that the person who appeared in the flash was not a Nazi officer, but someone who she had never seen before. His clothes were very strange, and his hair was in a spiky style that was totally new to her. She stood against the wall, wary of the stranger.
but he walked towards her and smiled, and extending a hand. "My name is Goku," the mysterious stranger said.
I thought it was Sonic.
Goku.
That wasn't the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Anyway. All right, fuck. I lost my place. God damn it. All right, here we go. Anne nervously put her hand in his. He bent down and kissed it softly, then let go. Anne blushed, feeling something she had never felt before go off inside of her. "My name is Anne," she replied quietly. "I'm sorry for what just happened," Goku told her, "but I was caught in a time portal and deposited here. My power cells will recharge soon, but until then, I'm stuck here." Anne had no idea what the handsome visitor was talking about, but she played along. "Well, sir," she said, "you may stay in my room as long as you like." I don't really know what Anne Frank sounds like, but Anne blushed again
Does
as she
anyone?
said this. And giggled slightly. Goku looked around and then sat on the bed. "Thank you for the invitation. I'll be sure to repay you for it soon." Anne felt a warmth deep inside of her. She sat by him on the bed, staring at the man's beautiful eyes.
Isn't
Finally,
Anne Frank like 14 or like 13?
yeah, I don't know.
We should check her diary.
I was legitimately
we should read
Googling
it.
how old was Anne Frank.
Yeah, that's okay.
I was just going to hold it up to the camera.
Finally, she could not stand it no longer. Anne leaned over and kissed the stranger on the cheek, and then pulled back quickly, not sure of what she had done. I'm sorry, she said, as she stumbled to find the right words. The visitor smirked. "No, that's quite all right," he replied with a smile, putting one arm around her. "You know, you're a very beautiful girl, but Anne looked at him, troubled. "What's the matter?" she said, with a sweet smile. Goku looked nervous.
It's like 90 and 14.
Can we say this is alternate reality Anne Frank where she's like 70 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, she never made it out of the attic. Hitler won, but they never found her.
Goku looked nervous. I'm already married, he finally managed to choke out. Anne pulled away from him abruptly. "No," she said loudly, almost in tears. "I'm sorry," he replied. Anne was furious. "Nothing ever goes right," she cried out. "I have to go
First
now."
the Nazis, then
Now
Goku's married.
Goku's leaving me. What's worse? All right. I have to go now. My power cells have recharged, said Goku.
She's got a raging fucking boner.
Anne was in tears by now, staring at the wall, so she wouldn't see Goku's face. He smiled a sad smile and disappeared in another flash. Oh, I should have been doing sound effects for this. He disappeared in another flash. And out of Anne's life
It was
forever.
still funny.
Anne never forgot him, though. Not until the end of time.
What
There
a
is- there is a-
lackluster fan fiction.
There is a part
do
two.
something.
There is a part two.
We'll save that
for
for
it.
the next Beef Boys, I reckon.
Oh,
Gotta give
Yeah.
people a reason to come back.
That's true. That is
Exactly.
true. Yeah, you are absolutely right. I mean, or I could just read it now and say, fuck it. It's up to you, boys.
Nah, make it
want-
a part 2 for next
I'm
time.
intrigued. I
I
kind of
want
want
part
to hear
2.
it.
I want part 2.
I want part 2
Join us
too.
next time for part 2.
Next time. Join us
No.
next time on the Beef Boys Boycast for part 2.
We're
of the-
opening with it.
Yeah. Well, yes.
We're
if you
opening
come
with it
back
unless
for
we
the next
forget.
episode, we'll do part 2. So the voice changer is still on. I should probably turn this off.
You keep it off if you want.
All right. Thanks for watching Beef Boys, man. Fuck you.
Andrew,
Get outta
take
here.
us out.
Fucking
Follow PeachJars free OnlyFans.
PeachJars.
Enter
PeachJars.
Twitter, enter Twitch, enter YouTube.
Yeah. Oh my God. Stop. PeachJars. PeachJars.
This song's called penismusic.mp4. MP3.
PeachJars. PeachJars. She's a woman. PeachJars.
Wait, what?
She shows the BOOBERS. PeachJars. She's a woman. PeachJars.
She's also talented and funny.
Peach.